from Sacramento. We are doing a lot of programs on Charcha in my language in Punjabi for our country. But today's my country is India. Now we cannot do a program on Charcha for America because I came here in 20 years ago with the dreams. I can build my life. I can do something in this country. But when reality hits to me, I realize that even I'm making good money, everything is good, but I don't have money. And seeing I was trying to make a lot of money, then still don't have money. I think in same shoes, so many people are living, and they are trying to make money. They are trying to be build their future. They want to be a make their dreams successful, but not happening right now. So then somebody approached me in 2013 with a very good program, which is financial literacy campaign. I'm going to introduce the person who's here in this industry, and he's also helping people to educate them on the financial side. And let me introduce you to Kevin Lee. Good morning, Kevin Lee. How are
Hey, good
you?
morning. Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, nice to talk to you today because you have a very good experience. You helped me to understand this concept. And first of all, I want to ask you about your background. Can you introduce about you? Who are you and what you're doing for the community?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for let us share about our vision and our community project. Okay, my name is Kevin Lee. I used to be a software engineer. Okay, and then for about 10 years, but then one day I was just working on projects and try to wrap up deadlines and so forth. And then that's when I start to have this thinking in my head, like I don't mind working hard while I can. Okay, but just that I want to make sure the future will be secure, right? And then, so what I did was I went to the human resource, asked the benefit personnel. Okay, I asked her like, when can I retire? I want to make sure I can retire comfortably, right? And then she looked, and this is many years ago. And then she looked at me and she said something like, "You're too young. Try to figure this out. Why don't you give yourself more time? I'm sure 3 4 years before retirement you will know the answer, right?" And I was looking at her. I say, "Wow, that's a very good way not to answer any questions, actually, right?" So it says it's my future. I want to make sure that I have some understanding. I don't want to wait till 3 4 years before retirement. Then I found that there's really nothing I can, I cannot make it, and I also ran out of time as well. So what I did with my wife was that we went back to school and got an MBA in finance. Okay, and then to our surprise, school is not a good platform to learn about personal finance. Okay, so I tried to get into the financial industry, try to learn from inside rather than outside. But then then I find out that it's very hard to get in as well. So I was very lucky. I was through an introduction. I found a platform that they're more focused on education. Okay, and providing solutions and things like that. So I was able to learn the trick of the trade, so to speak. And now I'm actually running a community financial campaign workshops to help the community to understand how this works. Okay, so we've been working with a lot of organizations, counties, cities, school districts, universities, high schools. We actually help nonprofit for profits, major corporations, and also small business owners. Okay, so yeah, it's my pleasure to come to this platform to share, about this outreach project that we have.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Actually, we have a lot of programs through this channel about India because there's a lot of things going on. But we realize that we had to be talk about America too, because average American families are struggling for money, for future, and to paying bills. There's so many things I can see around me. So why you guys start financial literacy? Why America need financial literacy? Can you explain in detail, please?
Actually, that's a very good question. Thank you. Our campaign actually was inspired by, I'm not sure if you know, and every April of every year, the government dedicated the entire month of April, okay, as the financial literacy month. Okay, this thing happened back in 2003. That's when the government think maybe it makes sense for children and adults to learn about money matters. Okay. And the reason for that is because there's a financial crisis going on. You know, many probably experience it already. Okay, 70%, according to the statistics, 70% population at age 65, they have less than 35,000 for retirement, and that money will not last more than 2 years. Okay, wow. And 60% of people, okay, they have less than $600 for emergency fund. Okay, mm-hmm. And this could be someone making great income, but they just never had that awareness that they should probably save some money because it's so easy to make money. Why should I save? That kind of mentality, right? There's a lot of money, financial blind spots. Okay, 30% of people, they have less than, they cannot even pay the minimum on the credit card statement. Okay, 30% of the population. So that means their credit score is bad. Everything's more expensive for them, and then it restricts a lot of access as well. So life should not be this tough. Luckily, okay, fortunately, the information and resources are available, but because of the school, the entire education system, they don't really educate us. So most people, they don't have that awareness, number one. And number two, they don't even know where to look for the answers. That's why we're here. We like to educate the public in a massive way, okay? So that way we can reach out to more people and bring awareness to them. The whole point of having financial awareness is simply knowing what you need to know way in advance so you can have proper time to prepare for it. It's not that we don't have the capacity or we don't have the time. We do, if we know what we need to do. But if you just keep on delaying due to lack of knowledge, eventually you're going to run out of time. Okay, so that's what we want to do. I think this is very impactful because financial education or any education does not discriminate. They don't really look at people's background, what where they come from, what's their current situation. No, once you learn it, you can definitely make a tremendous impact for the future. That's why we're doing this.
Good. Thank you, Kevin. Actually, viewers, if you are watching us, please share more than a lot of people can understand this concept, because it's a very important topic for Americans mostly, because we are living under debt. If we don't have debt, we are not American. That's outside country says. So we had to come out of debt. And I am with this organization since 2013. I realized that I understand a lot of things. And then I was thinking how I can deliver this to my friends, my families, our viewers. How good is this information? And you can be financially free through this information. So I'm gonna go deep in, more deep in. Kevin, I know you guys are doing a lot of things, and I am involved in your organizations too. So we are doing a lot of things for America, but particular things I seen the lot of people, they are under debt. Like the American statistics says 33%. So how that guys how you guys are helping that guys to come out from debt? So can you explain a little bit briefly, please?
Yeah, absolutely. To really address the debt issue, there's actually two parts of it. Okay. The first one you have to understand is that why do you have debt in the first place? Okay. Because before you can manage that, you have to solve the cash flow problem. Okay, that means that if you spend more than you make, okay, by force you will be in debt. Okay, unless you get some kind of family support, right? So the first stage is that you have to take a look at, can you control or manage your cash flow? Okay, make sure you can budget so that you can have some surplus at the end of your spending. Okay, so that's number one. Because otherwise you will never get out of that problem. Okay. And then number two, once you can do that, okay, after you finish that, the first step is very important milestone. Once you can accomplish that, then we can work on managing debt. Okay, manage debt is like this. There are two types of debt. One debt is called performing debt. Okay, that means that debt would bring you income. No problem with that. Okay, but then there's another type of debt called non-performing debt. Okay, non-performing debt is that the debt that does not really bring you income, okay, it will drain your cash flow, okay? So then you also have to understand, there's different type of non-performing debt, okay? So the worst type of situation is revolving debt. Those are credit card debts, Okay. The reason why you want to get rid of that as quickly as possible, okay, is because the interest rate is so high that you will drown if you don't take care of it. Okay. So that's why you need to able to do that. Okay. Now there's other debts that has you know, like a deadline to pay off, like car note, mortgage, and so forth. The interest rate on that is not that high. Okay. But then so that's why you want to work on the revolving debt as quick as possible. Okay. Now, as far as paying off strategies, okay, if you come to our workshop, we actually teach you ways that you can actually create your own payoff schedule. Okay, you should be able to pay off your debt under your terms, not a creditor's term. Because if you follow the creditor's term, it's designed for you to stay in debt forever. Okay, but then when you do it yourself, it's a lot easier to pay it off. Okay, you can pay off rather quickly. Okay, so it's good to, you know, have that control. Okay, so you should come up with your all, you know, your payoff strategies. Okay, rather than depend on the creditors. Okay, so if you come to the workshop, we can definitely teach you. And by the way, the workshops are free. Okay,
Wow.
if you want to learn more information about how to attend these workshops, you can check with Amar. Okay, I'm sure he'll be happy to direct you to our free workshops. Okay, and also we do this for organizations as well. So if you want us to customize the workshop a little bit for your organization, time wise, and we can do everything virtually. That's what made it so powerful. Is that, you know, everything's within reach, and then and it's a great way to, you know, it's a lot of organizations use it to as a their staff appreciation. Okay, add more value, and then take away the biggest stress at workplace, which is financial stress. Okay, back to you, Amar.
Yes. Yeah, great information, Kevin. Thank you. And I heard that, Kevin, these workshops in Harvard University and CBI office, all that, you guys are helping them to understand this financial concept. Can you go briefly on that topic too, where you guys are implementing in these workshops?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of schools, they do have financial. As a matter of fact, not a lot of school. Every organization should have financial literacy intent, and that's the whole point of financial literacy project that government roll out, right? Because if you don't have one, then it's almost like we in school we learn how to work for money, right? But if we never took the time or responsibility to learn how money can work for us, we will never be able to retire. Because working for money, that equation, the only person that's generating an income is ourselves, right? So that burden is never take off from our shoulder. The minute we stop, the money stops. Okay, that's one of the major financial blind spot, is that we can stay young and work forever, right? Unfortunately, that's not a good thing. Now, learning how to make money work for us is shifting the responsibility of the money. Money becomes our partners, okay? So that we both work for money, okay? But money is a better worker. Why? Because money never sleeps, never gets sick, never take vacation, right? No time off, right? And don't really have an attitude, right? So if you can actually learn how to manage the money, make money work for you, right? And then as your money start to grow and grow, it will make more and more income. Eventually, there's one point, you know, it's gonna be the money will make more money than us. Then that's when we're replaced by our money. Does that make sense? And that's where financial freedom happens. Okay. But if we never give power to the money and let money work for us, and we're the only one that's working, then we're never going to have freedom. And that's what this is all about. So that's why, you know, with these organizations we talk to, I mean, they're pretty well received because they understand the issue, and they're glad that we're here to help. Okay. And so that's why we have many organizations that they want us to do the outreach project with them. And that's why, and then obviously, you know, we can use a lot more, right? Because the more awareness, it will transform the future community as well. Because if any community that struggle with money, like right now, okay, it brings a lot of chaos and pressure and stress, and then can lead to a lot of things, okay? But if we can actually help people understand the financial principles, and now they know how to take care of themselves, and then that's going to translate into more healthier and mentally and then physically, all right, and then future for everybody. So I think since we're all in it together, why don't we fight together?
Yeah. So actually, can you tell the which organizations you already reach, which office you are reach? I think you guys are doing financial literacy in CBI office too, right? CBI office.
Yeah, absolutely. We have city projects. We have corporations, right?
Mhm,
Major corporations,
mhm,
and also like major universities. Okay,
mhm,
and we constantly reach out to more. Okay, the list is growing. Okay, like you mentioned Harvard, right? Columbia University. Those are two major ones. FBI, right? And there are some, just to name a few, right? And then there's churches, right? Major churches that we do, and then also like and then, of course we're in the Bay Area. There's a lot of Bay Area organization we actually reach out to as well. Okay,
mhm.
so but we're looking for more. Like I said, there's really no limits in terms of who should be part of this, right? And it's very inclusive actually. We like to make it inclusive, and that's why we do it at no cost, right? So if you actually feel like your organization currently don't have a really have a financial literacy program, okay, and then you can definitely contact us and see how we can help you. Okay.
Yeah. So Kevin already shared how we can help you. We are talking about the financial literacy campaign. About particular topic is debt today, and we have workshops. So if you any viewers want to be attend that workshop, is free of cost, and you can comment under there, or you can message me. I will text you a whole link to register for that workshops. And I was surprised first time when they said free, because one thing is a great knowledge. They don't talk about companies, they don't talk about particular products in that workshop. They talk about the basics of the whatever you need. So then you can identify yourself. If you want to go further, you can talk to them, and you can trust these guys, because these guys are not like a working like an old industry. They just sell and run. They are really behind the education part, and that's part I love it. So, and I'm gonna go more deep in we have few 10 minutes more, Kevin. I want to go deep in that side on your financial literacy campaign. What else you do? If we want another sessions over here, then we can talk about that. So what else you do? One thing is debt. I heard that one thing is debt is because people's buying a want, and they are not buying a needs. That's one of the reason people are under debt too. What do you think about that? Do we have to buy wants or needs?
Yeah, that's a good question. As a matter of fact, in our first class, which is increased cash flow or personal budgeting, right? We talk about tracking how you spend your money. Okay, because a lot of people want to have better way to manage their money, but then yet they don't really understand where does the money go. Okay, a simple exercise that everybody can do at home is take a piece of paper. Okay, don't count on the apps, don't count on the spreadsheet, don't count on your credit card statement. Use an old-fashioned piece of paper and a pen. Just simply write down how you spend your money. Okay, put down the date, put down what did you purchase. Okay, and then what how much is it? It could be $1 pack of gum, doesn't matter. Okay, and also write down like how'd you spend that money? Did you use cash? Did you use credit card, check, debit card, whatever the form of payment? Okay, so it's just just write it down for like 1 or 2 weeks. You will learn so much about yourself. It's amazing. Okay, like for example, there's one person. He always rely on credit card statement to do his recording. Okay, so I said no, don't do that. Use a piece of paper instead. Okay, it will do two things for you. Number one, psychologically, okay, the fact that you have to write it down, you'll think twice before you buy it. Okay, so that's what happened to him. You actually, before you go to the store, oh, you just buy, toss it into the basket, don't even think about it, right? And then every time he pay quite a bit for it. But this time you have to write it down. You have to think twice now. Like, oh, do I really need that? Okay, so that kind of forms that, right? Number one, and number two, okay, is it before when you use his credit card? It gets so convenient, right? That the whole point, the merchant makes it so convenient for us to spend money. Okay, he doesn't think much. He just buy it and deal with it later. But this time, because he had to write it down, okay, so now he started thinking, wait a minute, would I be able to pay this off at the end of the month?
Mhm.
If not, I'll wait for next time. Okay, so just by delay yourself just a few seconds, okay, save you a lot of money. Okay,
Yeah.
in our first class, we actually not only teach you tricks like that, that, tips and tricks like that, we actually give you 26 different ways to evaluate yourself. Okay, because we are a creature of habit. We do things just because that's how we've always been doing. Okay, but it doesn't mean that the habit that we have is really helping us to save money. Okay, because a lot of times we spend things that maybe at one point make sense. Okay, but maybe we don't need it anymore. But because we never rethink it, right, and never really point it out, we still spend the money. So by looking at 26 different ways to look at how you spend money, many times we can help people save, like, find like at least $300, $400, $500. Okay, just by doing that. That money is working for someone else, but then we help you cultivate that money so that you can actually make it, bring it back to work for you instead. Okay, so that's why it is. So it's a very good exercise. Okay, I recommend everybody go take that class so that you can learn, to discover your blind spot. And then what we want you to do is, once you, whatever, like benefit you receive from our, or our work, right? You can actually, we definitely welcome you to come back and share with us. Okay. And then that way, you can create a support community, so to speak, to help other people realize, this is something that's definitely achievable. Right. And then for the one that participate in the workshop, we also give everybody a free one-on-one sit down to get your question answered. Okay. Or simply read what you have, because a lot of people may have different things, but they don't really understand, what they really have and how to take the most advantage, get the most benefit out of what they have. Okay. Or if you don't have something, you need a strategy, we can definitely help you strategize something. Okay. So at least you can apply what you learn as well. So again, these sessions are free. Okay. So you don't have to worry about, the meters running and things like that. Right. So it's just for our way to want to pay back to the community. Okay. But then in return, I hope you can refer us to more organizations that can benefit from this. So our goal is to reach out as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, because financial struggle is real, and a lot of people are just losing time. Okay. And then the earlier we can have this awareness, the better. And also, this is probably something very useful for you to learn as a family, because I think one common thing you want to pass down to your next generation is this financial knowledge and financial awareness. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Back to you, Amar.
Yeah, Kevin, I think we almost covered everything about the debt there. But then if you viewers want to attend our workshops, please let us know. We will send a link. But I think, Kevin, in America, how many states in schools has financial education? How many states actually has?
Well, there's actively about 4 states. Okay, 4 to 5 states. Actually, with this pandemic, I hope, right, the awareness is all-time high, right? So I hope this thing is going to bring, spread to more states. Okay, because I know some states, they even make it a law that you have to do financial literacy at school level. Okay, but then the challenge with people is not so much as like, you have that intention or not. Okay, I think everybody should have some intention, right? But I think the challenge is to find the resource that you can get this type of education in a more broad-based level, like financial education, because you can teach some basic principle. I think there's a lot of resource for that. But if you want to go a little deeper, that's where you really need someone with experience to explain it. Okay, and I've seen a lot of these very surface financial basic stuff everywhere. But then, so what we like to do is want to add more flavor to that. So if you like what you have, I mean, maybe some of you already been through some financial education courses, I'd love to invite you to come and take a look at it and give us some feedback. So how can we actually improve what we have, and then so that we can better serve more populations out there.
Good. Very good, sir. Kevin, thank you very much. And thanks for your time today. And
Sure.
I hope we can do another session. It's on the viewers. If viewers like this session, and share, please. And please give some comments, then we can understand what you guys what you need, and then we can build a program on that. And we will go through more programs like this, then we will understand on financial side. It's we live in one of the wealthiest country in the world, but most of the people have money problem, and that's the reality. They work hard for their whole life, but they retire poor, and that's the reality too. You can see the old people's working in Walmart, Walgreen. It's not looks like a wealthy country when you see this picture. So the reason is people don't understand finance side. So this organization is helping you to understand on financial side. You don't need to invest any money. There's classes are free. You just have to go and attend, and you will see the difference, the community they are going to build. At the end, Kevin, I really want to thank you. I know you have a lot of experience. You are doing good for the community, and do it and keep going on that one. And I think there will be more people will connected with this organization and help America to build back. Thank you very much, Kevin. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Omar. Thanks for inviting me.